The only difference is we're not physically taking them to the post office ourselves. We're literally mailing them. So let's say you do an EDDM mailer for 5,000 pieces, and it's actually going to mail out of 2 local post offices that you have there. Well, each post office is going to take different routes. So we're going to send them everything as they need it to come, and it's going to be mailed directly to that post office facility. So we may have 2,200 at this facility, and the remaining at the other facility. We do that to ensure that the delivery is smooth, and it's, like I said, going to be the exact same thing you're going to do, but there's a lot of paperwork involved and you will incur shipping costs. And then you have the third option of these will not mail at all. I wouldn't suggest this, and the reason is if you don't want them to mail, what this does is this is going to take off the indicia completely. If you do this, I would strongly suggest that you actually choose option 2. The reason is there isn't going to be an indicia. So if you say that these will not mail at all, the indicia will not be printed on the piece, which means it cannot be mailed ever in the future. What I would suggest is that you're going to mail these yourself. Now what that means is if you order 5,000 and you've only got 3,000 in your mail list, you have 2,000 left over to hand out. Well, let's say you only hand over 500 and you want to hand out or you want to mail the remaining 1,500. Well, you cannot do that without an indicia. So what that does is that means you will never ever be able to mail these pieces. I don't suggest that at all. I think it's perfectly fine to hand these out with an indicia on them even though you're not paying for the postage. I think that's an advantage, but these are your 3 options that you have. And pricing is about, I think it's 37 cents per piece is noted here, and you have your options of your mailing quantity. One thing to note is that if you want these to mail, you'll need to pick your route, so we're going to walk through that. And you'll need to make sure that you approve this before moving forward. So I'm going to click on this link. It's actually going to take me to a new page. So while that page is loading, I'm going to go to this page, and I'm going to go ahead and add it to my cart. Now I'm not necessarily ordering it now, but I'm saving it. I'm going to add it to my cart and make sure that that's what I need. So let's go down to USPS Every Door Direct Mail. This is the EDDM program. You can get this from anywhere in the world. You don't have to be logged into Station Tools or to Firecom. This is just a standalone website. It's eddm.usps.com. It's completely open to the public. I'm going to go ahead and put in our zip code here. If I can type today. And I'm going to search. Now, there are multiple ways of doing this. Your zip code is here, and you can actually hover over different routes. So you can see the median incomes here. You can see the routes, how many addresses are residential, how many are business, the total number, the age, the number of residences between the ages of 25 to 44, and you can actually change this. So a lot of this is customizable as far as what you're looking at, and it will specify your demographics to identify how many you are. So if that's the age range you're looking at, and that's kind of what you're wanting to hit, that's great. I say, why not hit them all? But at any rate, you can show exactly how many there are in the demographics. So 69%, obviously, that is the range of 19 to 85. That's a pretty big range. But it shows you the route number, which is important. That's actually what we use. So this route number on the left, 74129-C015, that is the route number that is universal across the entire nation for the USPS postal routes. So that is what we're going to actually need. You're going to have your 1090 residential, your 90 business, which is a total of 1180. And your income is going to be 42,000, and the cost is 206.50. Now keep in mind, this cost is not your cost. You do not want to order postage on the site because you will be paying for it, and we will not be able to do anything with it. All we are doing here is actually showing which routes we want. Now this is a great tool. You can actually do this here. So let's say I want to select this route. I want to select this route, and I want to select this route. Well, I've got 2,500 addresses, and I need a few more. So let's go ahead and pick some of these. Now you're going to get this notification. You cannot exceed 5,000 pieces, and that's because you are retail. We have an account with USPS. We actually have their offices in our facility just due to the amount of mail that we actually produce on a weekly basis. So they're constantly checking our mail. We have them here in our facility. We can actually do as many of these as we want. We can do 500,000. We can do 2 million pieces. Not that you would need that specifically, but to identify that we have that capability. So don't worry about any kind of warnings that you get. This is not what you need. You're just going to be selecting routes. So now, once I have all my routes selected, I've got 5150. I'm going to click on the post office drop-offs. Now this will identify how many post offices I have, which in this case is one post office. A lot of times for zip code, depending on how spread apart they are, you'll have multiple post offices. And so in this case, we've only got them in one post office, but it shows you the cost of what it would be if you were purchasing postage. So that gives you an idea. Postage is always going to be the same, and it is literally illegal to mark it up. So postage is going to be status quo. That is what it is, and your route numbers right here are what we actually need. So you're going to want to save either a screenshot of this or whatever it is and have it ready so that when we call you back that you will know exactly what routes you want to hit. Feel free to ask us for any kind of advice. We've done this often. We do it in our sleep. So if you have any questions about what's best, hey, is there any advantage to us mailing? Is there any other option that I have? Should I do a postcard or a direct mail, oversized mailer? What should I do? We'll be happy to help you with your marketing needs. And that is essentially how you do it. You're going to pick your routes and identify exactly what you need. You can zoom out. You can see all the tables. Let's close this back out. So you have all this capability of doing everything that you need to do within this. Now, like I said, you'll never hit continue, you'll never hit save, and that is because you do not want to pay for postage on this site. That's very important. If you pay for postage on this site, that means you'll have to mail it yourself. Otherwise, we won't actually get the funds for postage, and we can't pay for postage in addition to producing the piece. So what you have here is your checkout. Now this checkout process is going to be the exact same. I'm not going to go through that with you, but we will be contacting you as soon as you've ordered this. So that's how you order the Everydoor direct mail pieces, and this goes the same with the oversized and the postcard mailer. So that's really important for you to understand. And if you have any questions, feel free to call us. Our contact information is there. Thank you.